Now here's what a monopoly's cost curves would look like. The first big difference I want to point out is now the marginal revenue curve is downward sloping. And this is because a monopoly, if they want to sell more units, is going to have to lower their price, corresponding to demand curve points here. And that's going to result in less and less marginal revenue per additional unit sold. The second thing I want to take note of here is how we derive price based on the MR equals MC point. When the marginal revenue curve was horizontal with perfect competition, the price was just where the MR equals MC point was. But with monopolies, you gotta pinpoint the MR equals MC point and then go up to demand and then go across to derive price. Because remember, the MR equals MC point is essentially more so defining this quantity as our profit maximizing quantity. But we gotta go up to demand to derive price because demand represents consumers' willingness to pay at a certain quantity. We'd be stupid to charge this price because consumers are actually willing to pay this one. All right, and the last thing I want to take note of here is the deadweight loss that monopolies cause. They're going to produce at this point right here. It's the MR equals MC point. But in reality, society wishes that they would produce out here. We'll call this QS for socially optimal. And this is because they're a monopoly. So their marginal revenue curve essentially serves as the supply curve for the market. So this point right here is essentially where supply equals demand for this given good. And so society wishes that the monopoly would bump up its output to this quantity. This is the socially optimal quantity, but they're going to profit maximize and in turn produce less than the socially optimal quantity to generate this rectangle of profit. Meaning that we are missing out on this triangle right here of deadweight loss. This would exist as consumer and producer surplus if the monopoly were to produce at a socially optimal quantity. Our supply and demand curves would essentially look like this, and we'd have this triangle as surplus. But by the monopoly restricting its output to its profit maximizing point, this triangle that could have been surplus evaporates. It doesn't exist. It's deadweight loss. All right, with all that considered, if you like the way I explain microeconomics and just wish I could teach you this entire class, I can. I want you to go check out my microeconomics cram kit in my bio. This is basically like having me as your tutor the night before your exam. I've packed in it 95 core concept breakdowns and over 150 must-know practice problems. And each has a video like this one, just step by step walking you through it. So if you want to save your grade with me, click the link in my bio to learn more.